And we're back. Continue. Come on. There we go. Sometimes the mouse focus is a little wonky. So that reminds us of why we're here. All of my power is down because I am out getting new stuff to power my base. I ran around and did all this. Oh, and I've put the enemies on passive because I kept having to go farther than I should to go get stuff, and there's harder enemies out here. But I have stuff, and now we need to head back. Where did I go? This question mark marks a crash site that I found earlier. I went and did a whole bunch of stuff up here, and then I went across the bridge, and this is actually a cliff upwards that I didn't climb. So I'm just going to head straight back. This death crate is far, far below, and I didn't really know, looking at the map, I don't know what the situation is getting back from down there, but I think when I go there, I'm going to make an effort to take construction materials with me to put in ladders and such. Hey, Fred. Normally I would be harvesting the heck out of all this stuff on the way back. I kind of went around to get here, and now I'm headed straight back, so I headed straight back through area I haven't harvested yet. The reason why I've got the raspberries out is because I have good reason to put the animals on passive. They kind of knocked me around a bit. I need to get down from here. Okay, Mr. Bean, and this is the base one. I just go around this way. Like there's a slope down over there. All of these trees, which will later become power. Now there are these washes, or maybe they're roads, which head out in various directions. I'll have to explore them. I need to identify a good time for me to walk away from the factory and just go exploring. I think that's going to be when I know that the factory can just keep on going. Right now, like I said, we're low on power. Made a couple of math mistakes. As I mentioned at the end of the last episode, each stack of the stuff is good for 50 minutes, 50 minutes in one burner. I've got 10 burners going, which means every 5 minutes we're chewing through a stack of it. Also, when I was looking at the belt, what was on the belt was one fuel. It wasn't, it wasn't a stack of fuel. I thought I had stacks of fuel going into my lower area, and those were just individuals. So yeah, my margin on my fuel plant is lower than it should be. And I'm not sure that an entirely idle plant draws exactly zero power, or maybe it's that a generator producing zero power still uses up a little bit of fuel. I don't know. Yeah, I ended up just shutting everything down while we still had some margin here, so I wasn't... This guy's still running. I thought I turned him off. Yep, he's on standby. So this guy gets grass. This guy gets wood. And now I can turn him back on. So you see that on his circuit, he can do 30 megawatts capacity alone, and I only have 12 megawatts of stuff hooked up, so this circuit is doing just fine. And I just need to get him cranked up. And the fuel is moving. Of course, the fuel is completely empty up above, so it's going to be a while before I actually have fuel out to everybody. I don't want to reset until everybody is fueled up. So we need 300 plus megawatts of power. So everybody's going to crank up. Those guys should be getting a little bit of fuel. Production capacity should be going up. If I pulse this. Okay, so currently we're only consuming a small fraction of it, so we might be good for a bit. We're good enough that I can maybe go and do some more building. Let's put stuff back here. I don't need to be carrying that stuff with me. Notice I picked up a bunch of pale berries while I was out. I needed them too. While we are building, I need to have my zapper. I don't need my zapper. I really don't need my zapper at this point. But I do need a coffee cup. These are the boxes I put my inventory in before I went out. I got my coffee cup and I got my chainsaw. And now we can continue with the build. Yay! I think what I'm going to do, however, just to limit our power draw for a moment, I am going to turn off my miners. That means when I turn them on, we are going to be in full power draw because everything will have drained. Assuming I actually let the rest of it go. I may leave my assemblers turned off until I need them, which will help because then we'll just, everything will crank up. Maybe I'll do one miner at a time, do it offline slowly, because we don't have any screws here. Why do we have 0 screws? That doesn't make any sense to me. Didn't pick them all. Oh. Why do we have 0 screws? Her to her. Because I'm an idiot. So basically all the machines are now cranked up except the miners. We need to bring power out and around to there. Now I could run the power along these walls. It's not actually a horrible idea. Okay, so there's that. So until we get more fuel in, notice we're kind of falling off here because some of the generators haven't gotten fuel yet. It's a manifold. We're just gonna have to leave it as it is. So far I've avoided putting power on the porter of the space elevator. And that's not a bad idea. It's not a great idea. I could go either way on this one, but I think what I've done so far is I've brought it around the back. I think I will continue with that idea. This is clearly not main power, that's local power. Call this main power. I'm going to come to here. We're going to go I think it's time to bring this up a level. So diagonally brings us to here. And we're going to come around on the outside of the main bus. Perfect. I bring it all the way to here. And let's bring it to here. I don't think I can build this right on top of that guy. What I'm going to do is relocate him. This is the main level of this section of the factory, and the bus is coming in on that sub-level. These guys come in here. I'm going to put in that. This line. So. And we'll do the smart plating. I may do the smart plating separately. Smart plating does need to go in there, which means it needs to come all the way across all the buses. Smart plating deliveries I may put on the Skyway. But that is for later. For now, we have this guy, which needs iron plates and iron screws. Iron plates and screws. And he's coming in here. One thing I kind of like to do is take him immediately underground. In my larger bases in the past, everything underground means I can walk between the machines nicely. But I'm not sure whether there's space for that. Let's check it. I'm not sure which one of these is correct. That one's correct. The question is, can I bring my output through the middle out like this? So, and he needs to be on this line. I think I built this too low to do this. Yeah, I can't do that. I would have to have given myself more room in the underfloor. So the underfloor is going to have to be just for output. Oh, wait a minute. I can... No, because no matter what I do, if I've got this belt at this level, those outputs can't go. Those inputs can't go across it. I'd almost have to put them further back, go down, out, and then pop up here to cross over. He's on the wrong one anyway. He needs to come to the far one so the other ones can kind of lace themselves in. I'm just going to run this all the way out. We won't be hooking him up on the other end yet. Boom, boom, boom. Belt is too long there. We'll go here. Our initial build, he'll just be building him up in the machine. I'll grab him from the machine rather than put it on the belt. But I want to reserve space for the belt so I can do things like figure out that I couldn't do this. The alternative... Wait a minute. While I'm thinking aloud... leave them where they are, but I'm going to move my output belt. So instead of being under here, it's going to be that way. So let's see if I can do this. You are going to go down here. And here's the main belt, so you're going to pop back up on this line. This gives us this space as a walking space. And then we grab from wherever here. This first guy is iron plate. We need a splitter. We need the splitter to line up with our iron plate line, which is on this row. And the other input comes from screws, which are on the close one. That. Horrible waste of resources what I'm doing here. All in the name of being able to walk. This is turned the wrong way, isn't it? Splitter. Coming from this direction. No. This line coming from this direction. Just like that. I think getting the rods into this machine, this hole here, is going to be a difficult thing. I need to back these off by one. I like where it is. Maybe? Maybe? We'll see. I could bring this all the way under, but I'm going to leave a little bit of a foothold out in front. Make it easier to route these things. And I need more iron plates. How about that? So we need to go visit our iron area up there. Do a quick refill. We have plenty of rods. If I'd left the factories running, I would have been able to just pick it up off the belt. Oops. No, not all of it. 2, 5, 6. Good enough. Anything else? I've got plenty of screws, plenty of rods. I think we're doing good. So my plan is to have this line be our output. So we come to here, we come straight out to here, and then we come down the line this way. And I'll bring this as far as here-ish. There's your lane. Middle. There's his lane. There's the middle, and there's your lane. And these guys are nice and comfortable. So in order to walk the top one, the bottom one's just going to be belt like that. And these are the split, bring it up and back down, these guys. And because I spread them out a little bit, we end up with little gaps. That's okay. You need to come past. Which can bring you to there. This is going to get tricky to navigate, isn't it? Yes, it is. So the lower area is going to be seriously congested in order to make the upper area nice and easy. So there's a number of audio cues I'm listening for. Little high ticks. You'll hear one kind of a tick when you're rotating it, And when it clips into something, you'll hear a distinct tick. I'll show you what that sounds like again. So that quiet tick is you rotated it. That double chirp was when I clicked it in. When I bring it down, it jumps a little bit further. So there's some gravity pulling it into where it clips in. It's that high-pitched tick there, a little louder than just that movement, which says that I have connected it into the machine. We've got iron plate coming in and going into here, and if this guy powered up, he would actually be getting some stuff. Alas, he has no power. How are we doing for power here? This says on this network, we're not connected to anything. Oh, coming down here, I had picked up a power pole instead of a power line on my cursor, so none of that was connected. So to make it so that the factory can run temporarily, I'm going to sever the power link to the upper floor, so we're going to be one floor only. I will re-establish that. So notice our max consumption on this line is now just below our production capacity. We still have 2 more floors to turn on up there. Maybe I will leave those other 2 floors turned off until we have gone to Mark II belts and done something about our power. I'm thinking we are power limited. We may not be able to turn on the upper 2 floors until we've fixed our power. I don't really want to be tripling my, doubling my current burners. That does mean that these guys, assemblers, are going to be running at a small fraction of their normal output, and I will not have pulled them down at all. So he's waiting for screws. There we go. He wasn't clipped in. And now we see the screws and the plates are moving. And this guy is going to be running shortly. Let's take a look at what I can actually do now, given the amount of stuff coming off of just one of the floors. So screws, we only have 1 screw machine per floor. It's going to be turning out 40 screws. So I am going to downclock this 50%. Actually, I should do it down to 30%. About 1/3. We're only running 1 floor, so there we go. That's actually a good compromise because we're running 1 floor out of 3 for our plan, so we'll just run this at 1/3. This is going to be turning out 5 plates for how long? Anyway, 1.667 per minute. Yep. That's 100 per hour. So we're going to have to wait an hour for this guy to turn out 100 plates, or half an hour for him to turn out what we need. I may do some manual production now that this is going. So next is the rotor machine, which needs rods and screws. The rods come up in the middle. Screws come up close. Like that. These splitters are all oriented that way. I can't click it in place, but I can nudge it into place. It won't give you the confirmation click if you're pointed the wrong direction. So for instance, notice that's silent, but if I reverse it, be the correct direction, so it's coming out of the lifter instead of going in. There we go. Now this one I'm a little worried about. I don't know whether that's actually connected or not. And the easy way to do this is you just pick these guys up. And now you are going to come out to here-ish. I have made it a bit difficult. I may have to just do those from above. Just the way I did this. Yep. He's backwards. Backwards. I haven't placed him yet. In. Out. There we getting any here? Yes, we are. Good. So this guy needs to be running also at 1/3. So he's leashed back to wanting 33 1/3 per minute. So I'm going to run him target production rate of 1 per minute. I think I'm going to do both of these at 1 per minute until we've got a little more going on. That just gets us enough production so we know that it's happening. Reinforced iron plate. Target production rate's 2 per minute. No, it's 0.5 per minute. These need reinforced iron plate and iron rod. Well, he's not going to be able to run at all because I'm not going to be spending iron plate making frames when I don't need frames for anything. But we're going to hook him up. Maybe I'll send him a few, maybe I won't. But rods and plates, which means this guy is going to need to bring plates up from below. Plates are on this row. So I think he just needs to come up over. I could argue easily that because he is using the output of there, he should be set back 1 further because he's the next tier over. I think I'm going to do that. You go here. So if I were lining you up, you'd be here. That. Not lining you up. Instead, bring you out here. I can check with the... Yeah, there's the ladder. It's just to the side of it. First input. Oh, this guy needs to be set to making modular frames at target rate of 0.5 per minute for now. And leave him on. No, if I end up giving him stuff, he'll make it. I don't think he draws power if he's not making things. Iron plate and iron rods. So the iron plate, where we have these here, this needs to be here. Which means that's the center. And the iron rods. Where's the iron rods? Middle. Let me get here. Let me see here. Here. Splitters oriented in the right direction. But notice that our walking lane jogs to the right when we start using machines that are using this lane. Which means that our goes down here. Oops. That's right. Need to be able to see. Oh. Means these three need to sneak over under here. Ooh. These two. I hadn't thought about what that did to our lower area. This guy comes from here. He needs to come past this point and make a turn. Center, one to the right. There he is on center with him. I need to come one further. I want to be able to make an S turn. So, yeah, let's bring it to here. Center. 9. 4. We should be completing our S turn by this point. Matches him. 2 more. We should complete our S turn. And that looks like we're just barely in place. In fact, I heard that tick like it was clipping in. So what I'm going to do instead is get rid of this. It's underground. I don't need to worry about it. And you continue this direction or ways. Distance not yet determined. It's bringing these buses out this way early, which is causing me most of my routing problems. Yeah. If I don't bring the buses out until I need them, you see more space to walk. Should have been doing that all along. Huh. You will go past me at some point in the future when I figure out that I need you. You are going to go past when I need you. You will continue on when I need you. I needed to place you so I know where you are, and those two exist so that the area above me is a walking space. Here's where our walking space moves to the right. You see that we have our rods. We don't have any of these because I am not sacrificing any to the gods, so to speak. You don't have power yet. And I need to bring you to here. And bring, oh. You know, the same place I had you earlier, which just there. You have power if you need it. If I turn you on, you're going to be at low underclock. So how does this look from above? So we've got our bus coming in, and it dives down under here. We have some taps, which are where they need to be, and they're feeding into an underground, which is allowing me to walk through here. Got the two machines running, we've got that machine ready to go, and once I get some upgrades, I will start working on the guy that goes in there. So how's he doing? We've already got 25. I think I can bring him up to maybe 40%. Because he has stashed up a whole bunch of stuff. In fact, I'm going to bring him up to 100% until he has drained this stuff. Because he's my goal right now, is to get to 50. Yeah, I could go manually make it. I'm going to go manually make it. I'm too impatient. Those two belts look like they are moving at belt speed. If I'm not supplying 60 per minute, I should start to see gaps when they have emptied out. Oh, I still have stuff I created up above. How does my power look? Capacity is still wavering. We are still filling, putting fuel into the burners. Capacity 210 to 240. If we had it 210, I think I could turn on a second floor. Yeah, I'm going to turn on the second floor, but not the third, which means I need to dust that. Turn that on. Oh, turning on that second floor didn't add very much to our max cons. Went from 280 to 308. That's not too bad. I can turn on the third floor, can I? No, I can't turn on the third floor until these guys are really nice and stable. But I am going to run back over here, and I am going to manually make enough to hit the Logistics Mark II milestone. Logistics Mark II needs 50. Currently have 29. Not too long. Go.
Milestone reached. Fix-It would like to remind you of your contractual obligation towards efficiency. Recreational use of belts and lifts does not count towards work hours and will put you on the list. Stay efficient, don't disappoint. Fix-It.
Jump pads. I don't actually need jump pads, but it gives me some reason to automate rotors. So let's activate our rotors. So the rotor machine is this third machine here. It's going to be rotors on that belt there. So he can't run yet because he's not getting his... Rotors can't run yet because they're not getting the reinforced iron plate because I haven't hooked it up. I believe I've got it all ready to go except for this, but we're gonna watch things happen. So we have some that we built earlier, and they're gonna go first. So they're going to go swirl around and go up above. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't need the sheets for the rotors. I've got rotors. Here we are. We're making them at 1 per minute. Got 18 of them. I'm going to run you back up to full speed, because we've got our second floor going. We may turn on our third floor soon. Oh, we're still looking. I need to go look at my generation area. It seems like it's taking a long time for it to get all of them going. So this one is the one that I don't really need them going. And this is chewing up iron plate when I should be... Yeah, I need to grab iron plate from my inventory, not for modular frames. There. Sorry about that. I hadn't actually planned out how I was sequencing this, so I just kind of did it casually. Don't think he created any yet. If he did, they'd be right out here. Okay, so we didn't waste any resources yet. We also need to grab rotors. I got 33 rotors on me. I need 50 for the next thing. I'm going to go handcraft the rotors for our next step. I have plenty of materials. I have plenty of materials, and I really don't know what it takes to make rotors. Hey, I've got another coupon! 16,000 standard points before the next coupon. This is why I am not spending coupons like crazy. Rotors. Need 50 of them. There's 17 more. So that's rods and screws. All done. So we can now make conveyor belt Mark II. We could have done this 5 minutes ago. We can put in the Mark II belts. And we've got these guys. I was going to use the ceiling mounts, except I didn't leave enough space. I wanted to bring my products down under the ceiling while I had my ingredients going the other way. That requires more space between the floors than I left me. I've left the Emacs going on that screen all this time, haven't I? No, I haven't. All right, my actual editor was on top of OBS. It looked like it was mapped in. There we go. I was going to use ceiling mounts, as I said, but I didn't leave enough space. Wall mounts, meh. Stackable conveyor poles will come in handy. Right now, my bus is simply a horizontal series of belts. We'll build that up vertically at some point. What else did we add? Well, I wanted to check the assembler. I do need some rotors to make each assembler, so I'm going to need 4 more rotors. But we've got rotors being built, so I don't need to keep any on me right now. We can now make jump pads.
Milestone reached. The Fix-It jump pad combines high technology and innovation for optimized factory traversal and an ideal travel experience. Clarification. Ideal travel experience not guaranteed, individual results may vary. Pioneers are responsible for all workplace accidents resulting from jump pad usage.
So in theory, all these places where I'm having to jump up, if I organize this factory properly, I just have jump pads to get myself to higher levels and then drop down to the lower levels. Things seem quiet. Oh, because he's waiting on input. Okay. because I don't dare open up stuff. Now, Mark II belts. Why am I not making Mark II belts quite yet? Because they require reinforced iron plate, which I have set up. We're not yet getting it in quantity because I don't have power. But he is making it. So now I need to look at automating the thing to go in there. So you are going to be on center here, combined with him. And you're making smart plating, which requires reinforced iron plates and rotors. So reinforced iron plates are in this lane, rotors are in this one. So center point, now let's see here. Jump. Okay, and this is where we come up the top. And that would be the center of the center of the splitter. And this splitter center is here. That's where our splitters go. That. This needs to go back to him. Several ways I could do this. I am tempted to take the final outputs out here, out this way, all the way around the factory to here, and run them across as a skyway, and bring it back in over there. Yeah, why not? Let's give it a grand tour. So you are going to come out on the line here. So I want to come to here. And I'm going to mirror what the rest of the factory is doing here. Are here, so here and 2. Center point. I want to come 1, 2 this way. So I'm keeping this nice and high. I'm going to come all the way out to here. Now I need to get from here down to one of those. I think it's just a matter of bringing it over here. Here, 1, 2, rotate and lift. We're going to come down here, in line roughly with one of these. Let's bring it from this guy out to here. That's because these guys are not exactly on grid. They're kind of a little weird. Although I think they're better than they were. So there's 2 ways I can do this. Either I can leave this going as a belt, or, and this is actually what I want to do, I am going to instead have this feed through a hole, and I will not clip this guy in yet. I need to bring one of these guys up to the appropriate level. Or I think this is the right level. Yeah. So when I'm putting on the edge here, you can really see what it actually is. I actually want to bring it closer to me, like there. So when time comes to automate, I just clip one in like this. For now, I'm just going to build up all 50 here. And I am thinking there's two ways I can do this. Either I can accumulate the 50 plates and 50 rotors and dump them in by hand, or I can let it flow freely. I think I'm going to accumulate instead. He's still accumulating. Waiting on screws. This guy's chewing up all my screws. Actually, we have the 50 we need. Let's put him at 50%. But I'm going to put him on standby. And we're going to grab all of his inputs. Over here. And we're going to feed this guy all of the stuff we think he wants because I'm impatient. And we're going to grab the rods out of this guy because he's also on standby. Now this guy needs 50 of each. But we can do 50 here. Or can I? $48. There's 50. You're going to need power. You are going to run at 100%, 2 per minute. So it's going to be 25 minutes to get him. That's after we get the rotors. The bad thing about batching up and controlling the counts is I have to wait for the rotors. Or I have to manually make rotors above. Do it. I'm going to go make 20 rotors and come back and see where we are. Why should I go up there? Hello. Crafting bench. Rotors. For rotors, I need screws. Did I dump all of my screws in there? Did. How about I give you some of my screws? You can draw the rest from the factory. Because I need screws. I still need to put in my splitters and stuff over here, but let's get this going. Wow, that's 25 screws per rotor? I may need to go grab a bunch more rotors above. Yeah. Tell you what. I'm going to hit pause for a moment and we're just going to wait. Oh, no, I don't want to do that. I am going to go get myself a whole ton of screws. We're going to make it work. Only be impatient. We'll have plenty of time to wait while the smart plates are being crafted because we can't help that one out by hand. I don't want to overmake smart plates because the components that are a bit, valuable right now. Screws. Focus. Thought I grabbed 5 stacks of screws. You have plenty. I think getting to beyond tier 2, there should be coal generators coming up unless they've moved them. So rotors, I'm going to need rotors anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on pause while this is doing this. I need to step away. I'll be back after the pause. Hey, perfect timing. As I was sitting down, the last rotor finished up. So I now have enough rotors for a while. I've got the rotors to finish off the thingy. Oh, I never did look at the things that got available from the last launch. Where did we go? We've looked at the Mark II stuff. We now have a jump pad and a landing pad. Ultra cool stuff. Put a landing pad at the bottom of a long jump. You just, as long as you land in the landing pad, you're good. Problem is, it does need biomass, so we would need to divert some of that from our fuel. Oh, I needed to go look at the fuel supplies. It's okay if the main factory continues crunching along at this point. So we are still loading everybody up. I didn't think I was going to need to go up there again. These guys down at the end are the ones that don't get much fuel, so they are going on and off as fuel gets to them or doesn't. And as long as we are still filling these guys up, they won't be able to get much going on. So I really do need to just wait until this manifold is full, or I need to re-engineer this area to have a fair split between the generators. So he has 200, he has enough fuel for the next almost an hour. He's going to continue sipping at this. How many of these are full? 2, So we're really only half. We've really only half filled the manifold. Next question: how much of our fuel have we converted? So we're still processing both. Still have quite a bit of wood to process. Good, 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 good. And yeah, okay, so we don't need to go back out and do another harvesting run. We just need to wait. It's the hardest thing, it's just waiting. I wanna be waiting when I've got the materials building for the tower. I can go out and explore while that's happening, but until then, well, I'm almost there. I guess I just need to deliver the rotors, and we can go explore. I do need to finish up this stuff, though. I am severely lacking in the finishing up department here. Okay, so you come there. You're turned around. We need to put the splitters in. I believe that's the plumbing that I needed to do. So in theory, if we had our materials coming down these belts, which we do not have because I turned it off, they would flow up to the splitters, and we would then divert over through here. Pretty sure this is connected. Yeah, I heard it chirp. So these would then divert the inputs to here. This guy is on standby. No, he's not. He's not on standby because I need to give him stuff. I have given him 50 reinforced iron plates. I need to give him 50 rotors. And we are currently, yeah, I can't turn on the third floor yet. I could turn on the third floor, maybe. If I do, then we have more stuff coming down the belt than I could put on belts, and I'm not ready yet to make new belts. Do I want to continue making reinforced iron plates? Yes, I do. And he's my highest priority. Rotors. So we'll continue making these as resources permit. Their outputs will remain in the box. So they will be available to come pick up when it's time for me to pick them up. We'll have a stack of rotors and a stack of reinforced iron plates ready to go. And I can go chill out, run around maybe half an hour or so. Well, the question is, where do I want to explore? Look, we've got a coastline here. I'm going to go hit this area up here and see what's out there. So kind of out that way. I need to carry with me my smack'em stick. I don't need to harvest a great amount of trees and shrubbery, but I will carry the chainsaw. And we'll leave the rest of it here. Let's see. There it is, personal storage boxes. So store everything. What do I need to carry with me? Let's carry this stuff in case I need it. This is all construction stuff. I'm going to carry all of my berries and nuts because I know that's all good health food. And my sticker. And we're ready to go. Kind of off the direction I'm facing there. Let's go around to the left of this. When I come back, I want the power plant to be completely backed up. Oh, and I keep walking by this. Need to harvest this, figure out what it is. Raw quartz, it says.
Unknown crystalline mineral collected. This mineral is composed of the same chemical elements as quartz and may yield similar industrial functions. Research it in the MAM to establish classification and potential application.
Why don't we do that before we go exploring? Because we may find out something in the MAM that may guide us in what we want to explore. We've been working our way down these trees already. I will have to work out hatchers and stingers and spitters and figure out what they are. I don't even know if I need to do this yet because I've already opened this up. Maybe I don't even need to do those guys. Taylor, this eventually gets me down to the rebar gun. I fiddled around with it a bit in early access and maybe, I don't know. However, going down this direction to the expanded tool belt, once we get iron, we'll be able to do that thingy on the right, the iron beams. Gives us another hand equipment slot so we can have 3 things in our hands instead of 2. Hostile organism detection. The thing in the middle is was constructed from quartz. And the right, high-speed interconnector, I think. Anyway, we can't make those yet. Not too far in the future, though. Scanner SAM. So when we find some SAM, used to be called SAM ore, but it's now strange alien material. We'll start working on that. And when we find a Summers loop, we will work on that. Mycelia. Hold on. I brought back some mycelia at some point. Thought I did. I guess I didn't. Well, when we bring back some mycelia, and I have seen some, because it wouldn't have shown me this otherwise, we'll be able to work on this. Oh, this is another way of unlocking making biomass, but it also opens up the rest of the mycelia net. Nutrients, we haven't yet seen any bacon agaric, which is a mushroom. I think you need all of these unlocked to be able to work on this. I'm not sure, but that thing in the middle is a steel pipe, so we can't make those yet. Power slugs, we need to find a yellow power slug. And quartz we just opened up.
The crystalline mineral was a previously unknown variation of quartz, with uniquely large and flawless crystals, normally only found in synthetic quartz.
Cool.
The industrial application of this mineral will follow that of its synthetic counterpart, specifically in communication and exploration technologies.
Okay, so next things are get more quartz and we unlock making quartz crystal and get new shop products. And that gets down to better ammo for the rebar gun and more stuff here. Other side is silica. So quartz products and silica products in the shop. This leads to blade runners, which are really neat. We want to get those, so I'm going to keep my eye out for more quartz I can grab and bring back, and that we can make this stuff. Once I get some quartz, I'll be able to make some of that silica, and of course, adding inventory slots is always a good thing. So there's silica and sulfur. We're looking for coal to unlock stuff. Cool. So I have to wonder, it shows me a quartz thingy there. Does it add more things or does it show the latest thing you worked on? Haven't looked at that yet, but let's go explore. Am I going the right way? Yeah, I'm going the right way. So we're going to want to go around. Looks like this is that big thing. We're going to want to go around to the right and just sweep up the area there. This is a big squared off arch. And yes, I still have the animals set to passive. I hear something probably inside these guys. These, once we get explosives, I can open up these rocks. This is the first of the big boys that just, I think he's a little tougher than the normal one. At least he was really, really mauling me. These guys are pretty. You get too close and they stand up. And if you stay too close, they start emitting green gas. I don't remember this hole. Oh. I think this is new. Or maybe, oh, I know what it is. Because these guys have always been here, and they've always been fairly aggressive, I've never actually gone down there. So that's possibly new to me if it's not a change in early access. I'm going to put a question mark down there. I didn't want leaves, I wanted paleberry. Let's stretch my base. Need to go around big rock. Need to go further. No, I don't need to go that direction. I've already kind of seen what's over there. Tell you what. Let's scan for iron ore. So we've got, oh, ton of iron. Oh, iron up here. So these are impure nodes. Got some normal iron nodes up there. Oh, nice stuff. What about copper? This area up here looks like it might be a really nice starting area. Normal copper, a ton of copper over there. Limestone. Yeah, this looks like up here is a nice starting area. It used to be fairly nice, but I didn't count on it still being there. Sulfur. Don't have any big needs for sulfur yet, but it's good to know where it is. Way out there. Okay. And quartz. There's no quartz anywhere near. Wow. So all the way up there, all the way out there, all the way out there. So it'll be a while. But my radar is also much longer range than I expected. That's good. So out this direction, there's some this gas. That's the edge there. I want to go up coastline here to the east. Edge of the world. And the cliffs. We need to go around there and up the cliff. Here we have iron normal. Iron normal. Fluffy. Hey, Fluffy. Fluffy's now friendly. We have to come a long way back to get up a ramp here. I guess that area on my map just stays black until we ascend. Oh, beautiful flat area. I see some iron nodes over there. Other fluffy. Normal. Normal. Oh, nice. Looks like that's a limestone node. Normal limestone. Oh. Kind of a sweet area up here. Something down there. Must be more iron. Easy way to tell. Yeah, tons of iron. Is there copper anyplace close? So this is iron heavy area, and there's copper a ways off there. I'm thinking iron foundry, steel foundry. We've got a pretty good base going already. So the next cluster of things we open up, probably going to be steel, which I'm anticipating is going to be iron and maybe coal, which we haven't found any yet. Oh, and there's that other kind of mushroom. Cool. Grab some of that stuff. Take it back.
Potential edible collected. Reminder that look and smell alone do not provide sufficient data to determine exact risk of consumption. Just because it looks like you can eat it, does not mean it won't eat you. Research it in the MAM to establish classification and potential application.
I wonder what happens if I eat some before researching, because I know that mushroom is completely nice. Purple leaves. Cool. And we're overlooking the iron below us. I'm going to climb to the top of this rock and see if there's anything I can see from up there. How do I get up this thing? I know, I could build a ladder. Hello, Mr. Blue Power Slug. I'll be using you to make one of my factories go faster. Well, yeah, you chew up more energy and go faster. I knew there was something up here. See anything around me? If I can get back down without having to eat too many pale berries. Another blue power slug up there. Let's go get it. We need to remember to grab a yellow one if I find it. Make sure I go to any extra effort that is needed for that. Oh, he's big and different. I'm not going to be attacking anything until I have some more effective weapons. I know I set them to passive, but I suspect that even on passive they will still defend themselves.
Live, laugh, consume. Witness.
I could have sworn what he said was live, laugh, consume. Also pretty sure that the graphic for that mushroom has been modified. I think they used to be smaller, less colorful. Another one of these guys. They look pretty scary. I'm glad I've got him set to passive. This is that sulfur node. An impure sulfur node up here. And we still need to get up on top of that. Is a slightly different biome. Ooh. Oh, one of these things. Drop pod. Operational. Pull handle to open door. hard drive contains fix-it data. Analyze it in the MAM to salvage its contents.
Damaged hard drive successfully acquired. All pioneers are contractually obliged to preserve and secure any recovered hard drives for analysis in the MAM, which may result in benefits to the Fix-It mission. Speculation as to why there are crashed freighters in your Fix-It designated zone is discouraged as specified in your contract.
Okay. So I want to put a marker here that I have picked up something. I'll use this. I head around a little more up there. Definitely a different biome. We're starting to get purplish plants. Oh boy. Wow. Yeah, definitely a different biome. So my rule on exploration, I think what I'm inclined to make a rule is to explore where I know I can come back. That way, when I come at it from the other direction and I know I can come back from it, I can explore it. Then I'll end up with areas where it's not clear how to get back, and I'll have to work out how to get out there and back. Big old leafy area. Still showing up black on my map for some. There's a road through here. There's a road. I've seen these before. And this area is stubbornly just staying black on my map. Can I chop down one of the big trees? Leave some wood. Cool. Limestone, mycelia, silica, leaves, and wood. Let's grab some of this. It's a little outside what I normally use. It's a ways away from base, so as long as I'm here, I'll just grab a bunch of it. So let's see, we got 7 of those. What happens if I eat one? Not much. Of course, I wasn't down any hit points. One hard drive, 8 quartz, 124 silica, 103 mycelia. Okay. We can still see our space elevator. Stay away from the green gas. It does a lot of damage. I have confirmed that on my runs to go get wood. Let's see, where are we? So we went from the base, we're kind of gone around. There's some stuff off to the left that we can't explore because of the gas right now. This guy must be a spitter. And you can't cut down these big mushroom things. They're apparently scenery, not plants. These roads. So down here, there's a lake. I'm going to try to head off toward the base from here. So it's this area up there, kind of toward my right. Still needs filled in. Right. Get down here a bit. What is that? Oh, we've got, looks like a geyser and a different kind of animal. So glad you're on passive. So he's coughing out the green gas. He's sneezing. It says it's a resource geyser impure. Okay. Oh, I recognize these from early access. Little bees, get rid of them.
Samples of unknown alien species acquired. It is unclear where on the flora or fauna spectrum it lies, but initial data suggests this might be a nest or an egg. Research the remains in the MAM to establish classification and potential countermeasures.
Yeah. So those guys will follow you when they're aggressive. They will follow you across the map. I had one where I was literally on a skyway, and I woke up on one of those, and they followed me all the way across the map to my base, and they attacked me while I was sitting there chilling in my base. I thought I was safe and I wasn't doing anything, and suddenly I started taking hits from these little bee things. It followed me across the world. Got some geysers here. I'm sure we will figure out what to do with those later. Big black area up to our left. I wonder if we're about ready to go move that stuff over to the base elevator. I really should set a timer on my screen for that kind of thing. There are waterfalls in this game. Very nice. So, the dismantled crate is still way, way far away. I wonder if this gets me down to the level of my death crate? Possibly. Although I think I have to walk through all that fart gas to get there. Yeah, this is like a big wall of gas down here. So we're not going to go down there. There's a yellow slug. If I can just look over the edge and pick up the yellow slug without getting a face full of the gas. That was kind of a goal. Yay, yellow slug. We need it for the map. So this whole meadow area, I think that's the bridge. Yeah, okay, I know where we are now. And I think I can run down through there and get over to my death crate. If I can get down safely. Because now I know how to get up. Pure water. Okay, we have water sources. Hey, bet you we need special equipment to get them. This look like a lot like we had those in EA. Doesn't look like they've changed a whole lot. So is this the lower level with my death crate on it, or am I still a level above it? It's like I can still go down to the right. Answer is no, we are still not down to the level of my death crate. And I still don't know that I can come back. Well, I can always make ladders. I don't know if I can get down there safely. You know what? I think I'm going to have to invent a parachute. No, I don't want to leave a second death crate. I'm going to look from here, and I believe that it's one of those ledges that stops. Yeah, so from here, it looks like you can jump across, but it's a big negative. But yeah, we're still not ready to go get the death crate. I could totally build a ladder up there and just climb up and over. Not worth it, though. I like the idea of leaving ladders and such just laying around the world. Not unless I have to. So, old base looks good. Everybody should be idle. He should have filled up all of his... Oh. So, you haven't filled your boxes. And you've made good progress. Okay, we got a full box of screws. This is kind of my backup material. 2 hours, okay. 2/3 of a box of each one of those. Still have, well, I could toss a bunch of stuff in here for recycling. Yeah, let's toss a bunch of stuff in for recycling. I don't know how many points each one of these is worth. It's probably not even worth checking up. I don't really need all that limestone, do I? Take all. Dump all of you in. I'm going to keep 3 stacks on me. Just so I don't go back to my main base totally empty. As far as power is concerned, so our capacity has stabilized. Yay! Our max consume was above capacity, if I saw that correctly. Yep. So we have 300 megawatts of generation online. We have machines laid out for 323. Probably about 10% over. I just need to make sure I don't crank the factory up to full. That's easy because the merge lines all need to be upgraded to Mark II. So our 3 floors over there are going to be throttled once they fill up their outputs. More to the point, I left these guys turned off, didn't I? Yes, I did. I left all my miners turned off, which means that all this time the bottom 2 floors have emptied themselves out of resources. Oh, good. I haven't run out of stuff. top floor is saturated and done, so we can go ahead and turn these guys back on. As long as these belts are still backed up, my big machines will have just been running up until they filled their outputs. Just what we wanted. Let's grab it. 100 reinforced iron plates. 100 rotors. No modular frames. And 50 smart plating. So here we go. Seal it.
Welcome to the Project Assembly Pioneer Progress presentation. Congratulations, the Phase 1 project part shipment is now ready for delivery. On delivery, Phase 1 will be completed and the distribution platform will be constructed. After completion of Phase 1, the technologies of Tiers 3 and 4 will become available in the hub. Highlights are automated power, steel production, personnel transportation, and many more.
Yay!
Completing Phase 2 of project assembly is your next main objective. New project parts will need to be produced and delivered to the space elevator as you have done previously. Continue to construct, automate, explore and exploit for a better fix-it future.
Yay! Send. Said it will. Oh, wow.
Phase 1 of project assembly completed. This is only the beginning of project assembly, the first step towards saving the day. You have performed adequately so far. Reminder, not only is Fix-It saving humanity, it is saving all of Earth, including kittens and puppies. It is statistically likely that you appreciate the continued existence of kittens and/or puppies. Continue the work for their sake. Continue the work for Fix-It. It is time to start the work on Phase 2 of project assembly.
So there's a platform that it's building. Like we've got little cars going out those legs. Aww. Well, we still see the lights up there. I wonder if that was weather covering or if it really is the end of the cinematic. Shall see. Cool. Next question is, do I want to start routing any of these outputs into boxes instead of this? Currently he's running 5 per minute, which means 20 minutes gets him the full stack. And he's running 4 per minute, means 25 minutes for a full stack. So half an hour for a stack of that. And well, that assumes this keeps going. We will see what the percentage is here as time goes by. Again, all of these belts need to be Mark II. To do that, I need a whole ton of reinforced iron plates. Oops. Careful what I take down. So I could bring all of the belts out to here and then turn them and place them in boxes. And that would crank up this factory and keep it running and maximize my power utilization out of biological power, which I don't want to do. I think I just want to keep it going at this level until I get the Mark II belts in. Let us go see what our next unlocks are. So for the next phase, we're going to need 1,000 of those smart plates, plus 1,000 of those frames, and 100 of that, whatever that is. You're still running. You are still not completely saturated up above. So if I was to do another run for materials, it wouldn't be wasted. Copper area looks like it has saturated. So I'm currently not building copper sheets. We have plenty of wire and cable. I haven't been going through very fast. Anyway, let's see what I brought back for the MAM. So I brought back some hatcher remains.
The remains researched belong to a plant-like organism hosting the larva of the flying crab, the most mature of which hatch when threatened. Hatcher remains can now be made into alien protein, and additional research may reveal options for improving pioneer safety during exploration.
So as I bring back more of the remains, do any of these require anything but the protein? I think I'm good to turn all of my animal remains into protein. Alien technology, we didn't find any Summers Loop or SAM. Mycelia.
The mycelial networks of these fungi possess unusually resilient hyphae, which show potential for making a strong but lightweight natural fabric. Additionally, it has similar medicinal and pest control applications to mycelia on Earth.
Let's see, for medical properties, I need, looks like stators. Anyway, it's that other thing that goes into motors. So we've got the rotors already, so that's stators, which you can't make yet. This needs, looks like bombs. This we can do. It gets us fabric. We just need to get 100 of the bio stuff. Nutrients. Bacon agaric.
This mushroom, dubbed bacon agaric due to its uncanny resemblance to raw bacon, is compatible with the human digestive system and has been added to the object scanner. Further research is available.
So this is locked behind modular frames and steel pipe. Okay. Power slugs, we did get a yellow one. I'm not carrying any cable on me. That's not good. There we go. So we're going to use 25 rotors. Kind of expensive, but I really want to be able to turn the yellow guys into power shards.
Research completed. Yellow power slugs are further into their life cycle than blue power slugs, and thus have more potential energy stored. They can now be processed into power shards.
Yay! And the next one is to do purple. Notice that he's going to need some of those copper sheets that we made a few of and stopped because we didn't know what they were for. Quartz. I didn't pick up any more quartz. I did pick up some silica. Can I just do that? Nope. I have to research this node first. We need more quartz to research quartz. And sulfur, we're still blocked on coal. Got it. So researchy stuff goes in here. Oh, hard drive. Hello. So that's going to take 10 minutes. The hatchet remains. We can safely turn that into something else. Hatchet protein. I'm going to do those guys into power shards. Alien DNA. Yeah, let's do some alien DNA. Ooh. Can't turn it back. Yeah, okay. Now, I do need to have some biomass for some stuff. So let's grab a little bit of this. There we go. And now we can do our fabric. Other research is being conducted. Oh, bad planning. Anyway, let's leave this stuff here. And now we get to choose our next research. Tier 3. Coal power. There's 150 iron plate and 50 rotors to get coal. Critically important because I need coal power so that I can stop going and harvesting trees. Trucks, truck stations. Okay, that's good. After coal. Steel is after coal. Steel ingots, beams, pipes, etc., etc. This gets me a Xenobasher, which will allow me to kill some more things. I've got it on passive. I'm not worried about it too much. So still, it's coal is in the lead here. Blueprints requires steel. Logistics requires steel. Advanced steel requires steel. All of this stuff requires steel. So coal, then steel. So I've got more than enough rotors, but I don't want to fill this in until I'm ready to go, and we're going to need to get some more iron plate. So what I want to do now is focus on upgrading portions of the factory so that I can make use of the stuff that I've got. I'm going to start by upgrading the belts going in for the screws, I think. All of them need upgrading. We'll start with the screws. Hey, Mr. Bean. So if I bring up conveyor belt Mark 1, I can use the E menu to get to Mark 2. Let's start from the consumer end of this. Oh, I'm also going to need to upgrade the vertical lifts. What? Hold on, that shouldn't be a... That should be on 3. So I do a 3 and an E down to here. I'm just going to upgrade all of these while I've got this open. Do the same thing with 5. You have to do the top and the bottom of these guys because they're distinct parts. Okay, so it's Mark II, Mark II, Mark II, Mark II, Mark II. Oh, that didn't need to be upgraded. That's modular frames, and he doesn't use enough. So it's really only these guys, and it's really only the screws that need it. Everything else I just need it running through in Mark IIs. So what's my best route to seeing what's down there? I think I could just do Mark II there. You lift there. Mark II lift there. Oops. Didn't need that one. Did need that one. So those two are set. Oh, he goes no further. I really don't need to upgrade this last one. I'm going to, just to be sure. The screws are the only thing I'm seeing on my list actually needs Mark IIs. So I am going to go through here and just And this doesn't upgrade because I need many more reinforced iron plates. I thought so. This is not a cheap upgrade. We'll get a few more done. Fortunately, doing it in this direction, I just look at where they spread out. Hold on. Okay, so these are spread. That right there needs an upgrade. Oh, it's properly spread. Like when I upgrade the build, it doesn't immediately do what I expect. Oh, right, because it already has all that stuff on it. I just need to wait for the, yeah. Well, that makes sense, actually. So each one of these, this guy is turning out 40 per minute, and this is capable of going 60, so he's got a backlog he's draining because they were limited. This is now capable of 120, so he is taking all of the output. He's now servicing 120 per minute out that direction. Yay, that's as far as we need to go for that one. Let's go see what we got from the machine. Oops. Didn't crouch long enough. So we have spent our 10 minutes analyzing the hard drive. Now with the increased delivery rate on the screws, we may also have increased our power needs. Careful. Hard drive scan has been completed. The scanned hard drive has been added to your hard drive library.
Hard drive analysis completed. Alternative recipe selection available in the MAM.
Cast screws or bolted frames. And we can rescan it. Oh, so if you get two things you don't like, you can rescan. That's cool. But in this case, being able to make screws directly from iron, see what that looks like. Let me bring up my editor. I got rid of the raw recipes here, didn't I? I needed to not do that. Kill those. So this file is now going to contain recipes. We got smart plating, modular frames, rotors, and reinforced iron plate, which I didn't touch. So cast screws, 50 per minute cast screw. I think I can back out of this without losing it. I need to have a machine down so I can look at things. Let's go look at it. I want to copy the recipes back in that I deleted earlier. That was foolish of me. $40 per minute screw was 10 per minute iron rod. Iron rods are 15 per minute, and they come from 15 per minute iron ingot. Iron plate is 20 per minute. Comes from 30 per minute iron ingots. And the smelting recipes I won't bother with right now because they're all 1-to-1 so far. We will have other ways of making ingots later. So let us go evaluate our alternatives. I believe the alternative not taken will still be available for other drives in the future. Oh, hard drive library. There we go. Cast screw. 5 ingot goes to 20 screw at 50 per minute. So 20 screw at 50 per minute means ingots are going to be a quarter of that. So 12.5 per minute iron ingot becomes 50 per minute cast screw. So 1 ingot becomes 4 screws here. Here we have 1 iron rod becomes 1. So it's the same ratio of original ore to screws. Difference is this is 1 machine and it turns out 20% more. So it saves us space. And if we wanted to only have 40, we could use less energy, or we could have more production with the same energy. Now the bolted frame is 5 per minute bolted frame, which is a big upgrade in terms of how many we get. So this is 3 becomes 2, or 7.5 per minute reinforced iron plate. So the bolted frames three becomes 2, so it's the same number of reinforced iron plate per bolted frame. We've just increased the speed at which we're consuming it. This requires 56 5 times per minute. Oh, wait a minute. I think I did this wrong. No, production rate is the rate of the output. If it says production rate 5 per minute, it isn't producing 10 bolted frames per minute. It's producing 5 bolted frames per minute. Because 50 reps of 20 screws would be insane. So 5 reps of 1 means 56 times 5 divided by 2. So this requires 140 per minute screws. So if you're going to do bolted frames, you better have really fast screws coming in. That means that one machine can turn out a lot more modular frames. So they are both good. I am going to choose the cast screw. Achievement, Master Chef, unlock your first alternative recipe. Yay! And I think we're going to choose what our, coal power, right? We have chosen our next thing to build. We need to make a whole bunch of reinforced iron plate to get there. So at this point, I just need to sit here and wait for like 2 hours while things build. I am limited by the amount of power I have. I am probably running things flat out right now. More of the factory could come online and use more power. I don't want everything online, but yeah, a lot of that is probably base 1 and this stuff up here in base 2 that are currently currently saturated. So I'm probably safe. Let me make sure that all 3 floors are running, and then I'm going to call it for a while. I will leave this running in the background for a couple of hours just to let things flow. And when I come back, of course, I'm going to have to go recover all of my energy stuff manually because I will have been stupid. See, this guy isn't moving at all, which tells me that I didn't put that link back up. I turned that back on. See what that did to our... So I brought back that much stuff. So from 323 up to 351. So it's about 20 megawatts per floor there. And we did get an uptick here. So the 3rd floor is now running. Now previously, 3rd floor was still delivering screws from the previous run, but you notice that that was empty. He's now starting to produce. These guys are still delivering partly from backlog, I think. Yes. So as long as we had 2 guys filling from backlog, we're filling the belt. Now we've got all 3 of them running, and the production is going to keep up with the output. Whee! Mark II belt full of screws and likely to maintain so as long as I have power. You're the important one. I'm going to yoink your stuff. And it looks like you're getting all the screws you want. Is there anything left on you that is Mark I? Mark II, Mark II, Mark II. Okay, the iron plate is still Mark I up above. Make sure this guy is Mark II. Yes, he is. Make sure the ones down below are Mark II. Mark II. Mark II. Okay, we're safe. Even the things that don't need to be Mark II are in his case. We're still leaving this unhooked so that I am reserving all of the reinforced iron plate for manual distribution. Same thing with the rotors, which means that we are not yet building either of these things automatically. Modular frames, I will be thinking about modular frames. We may need some, in which case I will we'll leave you on standby. But if I need some, I will dump some reinforced iron plate in and iron rods. This guy, we're eventually going to need 1,000 smart plating out of him. But I really want to get everything else cranked up and running first, including real power. So we're good. I think that's a good place to leave it. 2.5 hours of recording, that's more than enough. Considering that the game warns you that you've been playing for 2 hours. And then we get it 4 hours. If I didn't have other things I was doing, waiting an hour for this stuff to come through would be, again, it'd be time I would spend going out exploring. We have an enormous world here we haven't yet explored. I need to head off this direction next. I do want to get coal going, but like I said, I need that 150 reinforced iron plates. Now, I could, while I'm just sitting here doing other things on the computer, I could leave this, say, crafting iron plates manually, since I have a bunch of them. I think that's contrary to the spirit of the way I want to play the game, though. Plus, I can still hear the noises. But instead, we're going to shut this down. I am going to... Wow. Okay, so at some point we will rework base number 1 so it's just always sending its stuff to the awesome shop. Awesome sink, sorry. Is there anything else I want to purchase before we shut down? Nope. Air management. We're getting close to wanting the wall power. Once we start actually doing buttoned up things, we will. Science, lights, no. Customizer, no. Foundations. The ramps would have come in handy, but I much prefer the ladder at this point. Most of this, once I get to where I'm turning out, a lot of tickets, I will just go through and buy them all, and then I'll be able to use them freely. I think the difference between these two is the stripe down the middle, and the fact that this has stairs, this one doesn't. Well, I'm going to go ahead and add catwalks to the factory, along with industrial and modern railing. Well, let's go with modern railing first. And I'm skipping industrial for the moment. Construction fences. Cool. That's new. I don't remember seeing that before. So I need basic steel before I can unlock that. It's good to see what it is. I mean, it's a bunch of frames with specific shapes to hold things together. Catwalks and railings. Oh, I'm not carrying the coupons on me. What, you mean you can't get the coupons out of my box? Buy all.
Fun fact: architecture was invented when people began building buildings. If it had been invented slightly beforehand, perhaps more old buildings would still be around. Humanity sometimes lacks vision.
So, I think this is a good place to take a pause. This is going to run for a bit. I will see you in the next recording.